10,000 years ago, the giant glaciers that cover the north-central Wisconsin region receded, leaving the land with significant changes to its natural geographical features. The melting glaciers caused the formation of the Wisconsin River, originating at the top of the future state in the Lac Vieux Desert and flowing into the Mississippi River in the southwest corner, carving deep valleys and altering the landscape. The Wisconsin River is fed by approximately 388 smaller rivers and streams, including the Fox River through the Portage Canal, which helps to link the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River. The Wisconsin River is a crucial natural resource that has helped shape the state's development and continues to play a vital role in the state's economy. Wisconsin's development can be tied to its frontiers, such as early indigenous life, the European trade industry, and the Wisconsin logging boom. These frontiers continue to impact Wisconsin today and were all made possible thanks to the backbone of the state, the Wisconsin River. The Wisconsin region first became a frontier during the days of early indigenous tribes. The Wisconsin River played a significant role in the lives of the early native people who resided in the region for thousands of years. It served as a vital source of food and water, as well as a means of transportation between villages and hunting grounds. The river served as a barrier from natural predators that the indigenous people faced as well. Additionally, the river played a role in the spiritual and cultural lives of many tribes, with ceremonies and rituals often held along its banks. In 1634, the first contact between French explorer Jean Nicolet and the Winnebago tribe was made in present-day Green Bay, marking the arrival of the European frontier. French settlement began almost immediately, leading to the displacement of many tribes. In 1717, the French built Fort LeBay in Green Bay to keep the area safe from native attacks, but it was destroyed in 1728 by the native people. Following the French and Indian War in 1754, the Spanish controlled the fort, and the threat of any native attacks were eliminated. After the American Revolutionary War, treaties and acts were put in place that restricted the land available to native people, marking the American frontier. The demise of fur trade and beginning of American settlement effectively ended early indigenous usage of the river and allowed for American settlement to take advantage of the outstanding geographical features. The native tribes of Wisconsin utilized the river in many ways, which made it a frontier to many. Trade, travel, and protection was provided to them because of the river, allowing European settlers to use it similarly. The native settlers used the Wisconsin River to settle the frontier, and it was soon taken from them by European settlers looking to make way for their own advancement. The Wisconsin River played a vital role in the economic development of the region, particularly in terms of the trade frontier. In 1673, the Wisconsin region was explored by French traders Jacques Marquette and Louis Joliet, looking for ways to transport goods from the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River. The river immediately became a pivotal point in the trade industry, with European traders and American settlers exchanging goods with the indigenous people living along the river, opening new frontiers in trade. As the industry grew, so did the population in what would become Wisconsin. Cities such as Green Bay and Prairie du Chien were built and populated to assist traders in their journey down the Wisconsin River, opening new frontiers in settlement. In the 1830s, Wisconsin's beaver populations were dwindling, beavers being the main pelt that was traded, and Wisconsin's trade industry hit a massive pause. The economy pummeled until logging operations began, starting Wisconsin's lumber frontier. The early Wisconsin trade industry helped to link the European settlers with the new American region. The following years after European discovery would see the foundation for current-day Wisconsin being set, with many cities being settled to allow for the industry to grow. The Wisconsin trade industry was a huge frontier for early settlers and paved the way for the future, thanks to the transportation provided from the Wisconsin River. Wisconsin's logging industry took off in the mid-1800s, a few years after the stoppage of the trade industry. The Wisconsin River again became a frontier when it was used to transport logs down the river. The years after would see the construction of many mills on the Wisconsin River, with one of the first cities dedicated to the lumber industry being Wausau. The city, originally named Big Bull Falls, was built around a large lumber mill in 1839 and was strategically located in the center of the state, allowing for easy transportation of logs from areas further north. This pattern was repeated in other towns along the river, such as Stevens Point, Portage, Wisconsin Rapids, Merrill, and Rhinelander. With the rise of these lumber-dependent cities came job opportunities for families, with the industry employing around 23,000 lumberjacks and another 32,000 mill workers. Life in lumber camps was hard and dangerous, with the most treacherous work being done by the log drivers, who stood on top of the floating logs and used metal rods to clear log jams and steered the logs around bends in the river. The Wisconsin River, with its rapids and sandbars, and many bends, was particularly treacherous, and it was not uncommon for drivers to fall and drown due to the slippery logs. The Wisconsin lumber boom lasted until the early 20th century, when most of the profitable trees had been cut down due to more efficient tools and methods being developed. The old logging mills were converted into paper mills, where most of the workers kept their jobs. The once great Wisconsin forests had been cut down, revealing near perfect farmland underneath. Wisconsin soon became one of the top agricultural states, largely thanks to the logging industry and the Wisconsin River. The Wisconsin logging boom had a large impact in the development of the early Wisconsin economy, giving thousands of people jobs, creating many cities, and paving the way for a dominant agricultural-based economy. Because of the impacts that the industry had on the state, the Wisconsin logging boom is a frontier of Wisconsin development that was mainly fueled by the Wisconsin River. Wisconsin, now home to around 5.9 million people, is one of the most hardworking states in the entire U.S. The state is a major producer of agricultural goods, with 11.2% of its jobs being in the agricultural field. It ranks second in national milk production, with a significant portion of that milk being made into cheese, accounting for 1/6 of the nation's total cheese production. In 2017, Wisconsin's dairy industry generated around $45.5 billion, maintaining the state's nickname, the Dairy State. In addition to dairy, tobacco and ginseng growth in Wisconsin accounts for 5% of total special crop production in the U.S. The state is also a significant producer of beans, peas, potatoes, carrots, and cranberries. Wisconsin agricultural success would not be possible without the Wisconsin River fueling early frontiers to assist the state's development. On top of agriculture, Wisconsin still heavily relies on the logging industry, with reforestation efforts being implemented in the 1900s, repopulating Wisconsin's forests. The state now focuses on producing paper and is the leading paper producer in the entire United States. In 2019, Wisconsin's paper industry generated around $18.2 billion and had around 61,000 employees. In addition to 32 paper mills, the Wisconsin River is home to 25 hydroelectric plants that generate over 1 billion kilowatt hours of electricity per year, enough to power approximately 300,000 homes. The Wisconsin River is the backbone of Wisconsin and has shaped the state into what it is today. For thousands of years, the native people of the region relied on the Wisconsin River as a vital source of food, water, as means of transportation, and as a frontier against attacks. The arrival of European settlers in the 17th century marked the beginning of European-American development and led to the start of the region's dominant frontiers in the trade and logging industries. All these historical events left behind a lasting impact on Wisconsin, shaping its geography, economy, culture, and people. Today, the state of Wisconsin reflects the complex interactions between its frontiers, including its native inhabitants, European settlers, and the logging and trade industries. Wisconsin continues to be shaped by these historical frontiers even today, largely thanks to the fuel provided by the hardest working river in the entire United States, the Wisconsin River.